Now You Know BC is brought to you by Return It. Don't trash your empty beverage containers. Return them for the deposit refund.
Welcome to Now You Know BC. I'm Bob Kronbauer, also known as BC Bob, and on this show I introduce you to interesting people, places to go, things to see, things that have happened in the past. You will hear our collective stories here. This week I'm talking about baseball, from the fact that the first ball game played under lights in Canada took place right here, to number 42 Jackie Robinson's multiple connections to Vancouver, and more. Two of my most keen interests are baseball and BC history. So I'm absolutely thrilled to be able to bring these two together in today's episode, the last in the first season of this show. Let's dig in. Did you know that Hollywood actor Bill Murray played in a minor league baseball game on Vancouver Island? It's true. For one game in 1978, he helped coach the Victoria Mussels, holding a beer in one hand and a smoke in the other. He also played in the game, which the Mussels won, and he was eventually ejected for reasons unknown. Maybe it was a joke, I'm not sure, but this game was actually one of the last games that the Mussels ever played before the team folded. This is their logo. It's a mussel with muscles. Something else you might not have known about is that BC played host to the first baseball game in Canada to be played under lights. A guy named Bob Brown had them installed in 1931 at Athletic Park, which was a massive stadium near Granville Island in Vancouver. You didn't even know that was there. I didn't know it was there. Bob Brown was the owner and manager, and he was also a player on the Vancouver Beavers, a team which would eventually become the Vancouver Canadians. The mascot that you see at games now is a bear. His name is Bob Brown Bear, and it's a nod to Bob Brown and his legacy here. Lastly, a baseball adjacent story that happened in 1967 in Vancouver, when Mayor Tom Campbell paid people 25 cents for every pair of actual rat ears that they brought to City Hall. Stay with me here. Campbell was an audacious mayor who notoriously hated hippies. He did a lot of stuff and he said a lot of stuff that would be considered off color by today's standards. He was kind of wild. One day he decided that he was going to offer a bounty on rats, even though the rat population was not a problem and you'd be hard pressed to even find a rat here. He did it simply because he wanted to outdo the mayor of Chester, Pennsylvania, who was able to get his citizens to collect a dozen rat tails in the span of a month. Our then mayor first offered 15 cents for every pair of ears. Guess how many were brought in? 0. So he increased it by a dime. The first person to claim the 25-cent bounty was a 16-year-old pitcher named Donna. As she told it to a reporter for the Vancouver Sun, she threw a rock at the rat, which stunned it. Then her brother finished it off with a stick. She cut the rat's ears off with her dad's jackknife, wrapped them in tinfoil, then brought them to City Hall to collect her reward. A few more rat ears trickled in over the next few days, and the mayor then called off the bounty and made an official proclamation saying that Vancouver was rat-free. I haven't been able to find any other information about Donna's baseball career beyond this story of a fastball from 1967. So if you happen to have any information about Donna, please reach out and let me know. And now you know. Each week I show you an artifact that I think is an important part of BC's history, and sometimes they actually are. This mini Louisville Slugger baseball bat was the giveaway at a Vancouver Canadians exhibition game played at BC Place in 1983. Most people don't know this. This huge stadium was supposed to be home to an MLB team. It was designed to host football and soccer games, of course, but it was also suitable for baseball. And as a part of the effort to try and bring a franchise here, baseball legends Hank Aaron, Roger Maris, Whitey Ford, and others were brought up for an old-timers game the same day that the Vancouver Canadians played the Phoenix Giants in an exhibition. It was August 12th, 1983, and tickets went from $3 to $8 for the best ones, because they weren't trying to make a ton of money off this. They just wanted to fill up the stadium with fans to prove that people would come to games there if they put them on. More than 41,000 people attended, and this Louisville Slugger bat, mini bat, was the giveaway. The efforts didn't go very far though, and they eventually, in 2011, they made $500 million in renovations, and the new low-hanging scoreboard is one of the few reasons why we don't see baseball being played there anytime soon. However, the Vancouver Whitecaps lease at BC Place is about to expire, and they're talking about possibly moving the team to the P&E and a new stadium that they would own there. They're one of the few teams in their league that don't own their own stadium. And for years, I've been saying that somebody here should try to buy the Oakland A's and call them the Vancouver A's, EH. But that window may have closed as that team is moving to Las Vegas. But that's not to say that attracting a Major League Baseball franchise to BC is out of the question. I hope to see it happen in my lifetime, and I know a lot of other people do as well. Just as long as we can finally let go of the dream of bringing the Grizzlies back. I'm sorry to say that that is never gonna happen. I really, truly am sorry. We're gonna go to break, and when we come back, we're gonna talk to Tyler Zickel from the Vancouver Canadians. Welcome back to the show. My guest today is baseball broadcaster and my friend Tyler Zickel. He's the voice of the High A affiliate of the Blue Jays, the Vancouver Canadians Baseball Club, the best baseball club. You'll hear him on their ads on the radio, broadcasting on TV, and if you were watching the MLB Home Run Derby X last season, you'll recognize his face. While he's still a young fellow, he's been an employee of the Jays for almost a decade, and he knows almost everything there is to know about the Vancouver minor league baseball team, the Vancouver Canadians. Welcome to the show, dude.
Bob, thank you. Honored to be here, and thanks for that terrific intro as well. I don't think I could have said it any better about myself.
I think you could have, actually. You got a knack for this. I think you might be going places with that voice of yours.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's a little joke.
I like your jokes.
We like to joke sometimes, but seriously, these bobbleheads, it's something that I have noticed over the last few seasons, and many other people have noticed, is that we don't have many promotions with the games. I go to the games because I love the team. Not everybody goes for that reason. It's all about the experience.
Minor League Baseball, for the most part, is about that experience. In fact, this year, the Minor League Baseball tagline, for lack of a better word, is come for the fun, stay for the baseball. Yet in Vancouver, historically, we've done things a lot differently, where we've had the baseball be the shining crown jewel of what we do at the Nat. Vancouver's largest patio, of course, Fortis BC Nooners every Friday at 1 p.m. But now, in this kind of next era, as we bring the ballpark and the franchise into the 21st century and beyond, a lot more promos, including these great bobbleheads. And from opening day, April 15th, we're playing right now, in fact, as we chat. And so an opportunity to really create more of those fun memories at the ballpark beyond just what happens between the lines.
Totally. There's on Facebook Marketplace right now, I put a bid on this one thing. Chef Wasabi, if you don't know, the sushi races are a big deal there. And there's a Chef Wasabi bobblehead.
Right.
Somebody's trying to sell them for $300. That's how much people want to see these bobbleheads.
I'd be willing to say, and I'm not one to get into the speculative business on any sort of thing, whether it's baseball or finances or what have you, but these three bobbleheads we've got this year, Stuart Baroa, Desan Brown, and Davis Schneider, Babe Schneider, of course, as astute Blue Jays fans will know him. I think these have a great opportunity to become pretty incredible collectibles along the way. And then who doesn't love a little bobblehead knockabout? That certainly makes me smile inside to get these babies going.
It's so cool. I think what we need to do actually is tell people who Chef Wasabi is. What are the sushi races for people that don't know?
So it's honestly the thing that I think the Vancouver Canadians may be most known for outside of our province and outside of Canada. So basically it's anthropomorphic sushis, starting with Chef Wasabi, Miss BC roll, Kapamaki, chop and stick, and Sadaharu soy, racing around from first to third in the middle of the fourth inning most nights at the ballpark. And Chef Wasabi, over the course of these many seasons, has become a bit of a villain. He's kind of turned that down of late, but we're thinking Wasabi's villainry might come back into play this year, but it's just all part of the hijinks.
That's incredible, because some people had complained that he was no longer a villain. And so I love him. I love that he's a villain. I cheer for the bad guy in this case. I wear this t-shirt and people give me crap and they boo him and I'm cheering for him. And last season, he won a lot of the races.
He did, and he seemed to find that next gear, running first to third, not stopping, leaving everybody in his wasabi dust. And I'm not surprised you root for the villain as a Dodgers fan. So.
Oh, come on. We weren't even going to bring up allegiance.
I couldn't help myself as a Padres guy.
I get outed. So let's talk about baseball, though.
Please.
So there's a player on the team, very excited to see this guy play this season. Arjun, what is his story?
Yeah, Arjun Amala, 19 years old. He's the top Blue Jays prospect. He was drafted 2 years ago in the 20th round out of high school down in Florida. And he's also the highest drafted player of South Asian descent in baseball history. So a guy who not only can do it on the field, but means a lot to people off the field as well. We're excited to have him on the roster. As we sit talking right now, he's already the Northwest League leader in hits. And a guy who hit a home run farther than I've ever seen in the opening weekend road trip down in Pasco, Washington. Hit it out of the ballpark there in the Tri-Cities onto these soccer fields beyond the outfield wall and the confines of the ballpark. So a guy at just 19 who can do incredible things on the field, and a guy who means a lot to people off the field as well, and somebody I know is excited to play at the Nat. He's heard about Rogers Field at Nat Bailey Stadium before coming up here, just like all of our players have. Excited to do all sorts of stuff, including to wear those lumberjack jerseys that's going on behind you as well. All sorts of great stuff, and Arjun's going to be at the top of the list.
That's fantastic, and I can't wait to see his trajectory and make it into the bigs, which is something that's awesome about this team. These guys all played for the C's. Now they're playing for the Jays. Like I've been going and seeing these minor league games, and now on TV, you can watch this on TV, but major league games, I love seeing it.
It's pretty remarkable, and especially since the new levels were redone across minor league baseball and the Canadians were bumped up from short season rookie ball to high A. A long season, 66 home games, and guys who play in Vancouver are in Toronto within a couple of years, which is really great for the team.
So cool. The stadium, I went by earlier today because they were throwing away some old seats that had gone out. Oh my goodness. The stadium is getting renovated. What does it look like?
New dugouts, brand new field surface, new bullpens, and new clubhouse and weight room. So things that are more behind the scenes as part of phase one. But if this phase one doesn't happen, there's no phase two, which will include a brand new facility up the first base line that's going to have a rooftop patio space that fans are going to be able to enjoy starting next season. And this was all part of bringing our almost 75-year-old historic ballpark into this modern era, not just to honor baseball in Vancouver and our fans and the team, but to keep baseball in Vancouver, because Major League Baseball has put down new sanctions for all of its minor league parks. They have to meet certain standards. So now the Nat is going to meet those standards, and baseball will be played here in our fair city for a long time to come because of these renovations.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
We got new ownership a couple years ago, and people might have been a little concerned, like, oh, what's happening with the team? They're not going anywhere. These renovations are going to seal the deal. I'm super excited about this. Thank you so much for coming here. We're gonna go to a break. Nina, right now, is at the ballpark where we both wish we were right now, talking to people. Welcome back to Now You Know BC. Nina is up at Nat Bailey Stadium talking to fans. Nina.
I'm Nina Savage, and this is Street Survey. I'm super psyched to be here at Nat Bailey Stadium talking to you guys about baseball. Go Canadians. What's your favorite part of coming out to the ball game?
The atmosphere. Everyone just seems to have fun at baseball games. I don't go to a lot, but it's an awesome atmosphere.
It's a pretty old sport. I like it because it's strategy based, so it's a lot of thinking, mind games. Like, you got to think ahead, innings down, stuff like that. Yeah, so that's what I like about it.
Well, in this instance, to watch my son pitch.
What the heck? So who's your son?
He's Nate Garco. He's number 23.
To have fun and watch the Canadians play.
Mostly a chance to catch a foul ball, if I'm honest. That excitement when one pops up and you're looking up, is it coming in my section? I love that.
What's special about Nat Bailey?
Nat Bailey, just the history has been here so long. It's a beautiful park, kind of in the heart of the city, yeah.
I like the hot dogs and the sushi race and trying to catch the fowl.
I've been coming here since I've been 8. I attended the very first Vancouver Mountie game with my father. And I've been a season ticket holder for 35, 40 years.
I think for one thing, tickets are cheaper, right? So it's not like a Canucks game where everyone's angry that they are paid so much just to get in.
Tradition. It's always been the same. It's been the same for 150 years. And it's going to be the same the next 150 years.
Do you play Poppy?
I play softball.
Me and Liam play in the minor mosquito league for the Cubs, for the Chicago Cubs. Each minor league team is named after a major league team.
What's your favorite major league team?
I'm a Red Sox fan and also a Blue Jays fan.
Okay, both. That's good.
But probably a little bit more to the Red Sox.
What are you doing tonight?
I'm singing the anthems for the baseball game.
Is it your first time?
Yes.
That's so exciting. So how many times have you been to a baseball game?
This is my first time, and I hope I enjoy it. I think I'll enjoy it. I have some pretty good company, my friends, Nina Savage, Derek Wong behind the camera.
This is our second one in this exact stadium, me and Poppy's.
But we've been to a Mariners one too.
Have you ever eaten the yard dog?
I have never eaten one. I've seen him and his wife eat one, though. So
How many innings did it take them?
I think about 3.
We have tried the yard dog, yes.
Did you finish it?
Not by myself, no, I shared it.
Okay, and how many innings did it take you?
It took me most of the game.
No. Maybe. Probably I can eat half of it.
I'm not eating it. I would not eat it because it's too big.
I have my practice with the Costco dogs, but those are small.
You put in the reps.
I have.
So if Vancouver were to get a major league team, what do you think they should call it?
Steal it from Montreal, because we also had an expo. We go Vancouver Expos.
Like on your head.
Yeah.
How do you think the Canadians are going to do tonight? Actually, he's in studio right now. He just threw to us.
That's true.
So
Hey, Bob. Thanks for the tickets.
We're going on a BC road trip to Nanaimo on the traditional territory of the Nanaimo peoples and the birthplace and namesake of the godforsaken Nanaimo bar. If you follow me on social media, you'll know I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with this sickly sweet dessert bar that's named after this great island city. And it's mostly been hate, not much love, but I am warming up to them. They were created in the mid-1900s, and my main complaint is that they're just way too much coconut in them. I've done more than a few rants about this, but I finally found a Nanaimo bar that I actually love. I cannot honestly believe that I'm saying that, but Tourism Nanaimo brought me out for a week-long trip last year to share some of the best stuff to see and do there. And I sat down at Red's Bakery, fully prepared to give a terrible review of their Nanaimo bar. I had not yet found one that I loved. In fact, I hadn't found one that I liked. And I made it clear to the tourism board that I didn't like them and that my plan was to talk crap about Nanaimo bars. But something weird happened. I actually really enjoyed it. I think it's because they finally grind the coconut almost into a powder so it doesn't get stuck in your teeth. I'm recommending that you go get a Nanaimo bar from Red's Bakery. Again, I could not have seen myself doing that last year. It's the first stop, Red's is, that you're gonna have to make when you go there. After you're all hopped up on sugar, get back into the car and make your way to Soroxman Stadium, which is the home of the second best baseball club on Vancouver Island, just behind the Victoria Harbour Cats. The Nanaimo Night Owls are in the same league, the WCL, and watching a game at their little stadium is a fantastic experience. And their alternate identity is as the Nanaimo Bars. They have a few games every year where they wear the Nanaimo Bars jersey. So if you're into that sort of thing, pick up a hat or a jersey or a shirt at the team store on your way out. Next, take the water taxi over to Protection Island and the little floating pirate bar that they have there. It's called the Dingy Dock Floating Pub, and of course, it's pirate themed, partly thanks to former Nanaimo Mayor Frank Ney, the pirate mayor, who was also responsible for starting the bathtub races and who often dressed up as a pirate. That's why they called him the pirate mayor. And he was the guy who developed Protection Island and named most of the things on it. Captain Morgan Park, Pirates Lane, Treasure Trail. I'm not so sure about that one. Anyway, I don't know if it was just the charm of the location or the rum itself, but the cocktails that I enjoyed at the Dinghy Dock were top notch. One piece of advice, if you're going over there, do not miss the water taxi back to Nanaimo, because there's nowhere for you scallywags to stay if you get stuck there overnight. Enjoy your BC road trip. Welcome back to Now You Know BC. I'm going to give away some tickets to a baseball game, but first, some facts you need to know. Did you know that the number 42 hangs up at every single minor league and major league baseball stadium in all of North America? It's true. It's there to honor the first black person to ever play on a major league baseball team. Here at Nat Bailey Stadium in Vancouver. Here at Oracle Park where the San Francisco Giants play. Here at Petco Park where the San Diego Padres play. At Rickey Henderson Field in Oakland. And here at Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles. Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier in 1947 when he was brought on to the Brooklyn Dodgers, who went on to become the Los Angeles Dodgers. He wore the number 42. In his first season, Robinson won the Rookie of the Year award, and after that had a successful 10-season career in the majors. In 6 of those seasons, he won the National League batting title, and he was a member of the Dodgers when they won the World Series in 1955. His number was retired in all of baseball in North America in 1997, 50 years to the day that he played his first game. Major league and minor league stadiums all across North America hung up the number 42, and each year they celebrate Jackie Robinson Day. The day is generally held on April 15th, which was the day that he had his first MLB game in 1947. Every single player, coach, manager, and all the umpires wear the number 42 during this game on this day in solidarity to honor Robinson's legacy. And while his legacy touches all of baseball in North America, he also has a direct connection specifically to Canada's only MILB team, the Vancouver Canadians. The team was previously known as the Mounties, and 4 players on the Mounties team also played on the Brooklyn Dodgers. Alongside him, John Spider Jorgensen, Joe Hatton, Irv Palika, and Bruce Edwards all played on Jackie Robinson's Dodgers during his inaugural season in 1947. And now you know. I'm giving away tickets to see 3 baseball games in my season ticket seats at Nat Bailey Stadium. During baseball season, when I'm in town and I'm not on the road gathering stories to tell you here, almost every weekday you'll find me watching the Vancouver Canadians from my perch 3 rows up on the third baseline. My good friend Ryan Beal has the seats right next to mine that I might be giving to you, and if you win the random draw, I need a favor from you as well. So, you have Ryan sitting next to you, and you have to buy him a bag of salted peanuts, because we usually share a bag of peanuts every game, and since I won't be there, you're on the hook to do my job as a friend, which is getting peanuts. So, to enter to win these 3 pairs of tickets and the responsibility of buying Ryan Beal a bag of peanuts, simply sign up for my newsletter at bcbob.ca, where I'll be randomly selecting a winner. That's the show for this week. Big thanks to Tyler Zickel, Walter Cosman, and everybody at the Vancouver Canadians, Derek Wong and Nina Savage, our editor, Arav, and lastly, thank you to Jim Swanson of the Victoria Harbor Cats and the Nanaimo Night Owls. He's one of the champions of baseball in this province, keeping it alive. He's the best. For more stories, you can follow me on Instagram to search BC Bob. Check out my merch at bcbob.ca and watch more episodes of this show on CHEK Plus. I'll see you soon when we'll explore more stories about this great province of ours. And now you know BC.
Now You Know BC is brought to you by Return It. Don't trash your empty beverage containers, return them for the deposit refund.